Aslan, Michael Langston, Warchant.com recruiting chat live here on YouTube. Phone number at the bottom of your screen. Call and get involved. Hit the subscribe button. It's in the lower right corner underneath Michael, so you can be alerted whenever we drop these awesome shows, podcasts. We've got an athletic director roundtable. Not a roundtable. We got the two most trusted names of Florida State athletics journalism, Ira and Gene, talking about the athletic director opening that's coming up here soon. All of it at warchant.com. So show us that you appreciate us. What can they do for that, Michael? How can they show they appreciate us?
Hit the like button for us, guys. Keep promoting these things. Obviously, it's going to be really hectic with recruiting, and certainly you want to hit that like button. Helps us promote all these great little features, and so do that for us.
Man, it's going to be a fun one tonight. I know it's going to be fun. Is that before the show even started, before we went live on air, this guy was like, "I'm here." Rob Rathbun, $50 in the jar. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you, man. Big hugs. Jimmy J. Walker saved me money on my Medicare, so I'm passing on my savings on Michael Langston because he is Dino Mike. I've seen those commercials. It's crazy, man. Like, come on, Jimmy J. Walker. You be hawking Medicare savings.
My wife loves that commercial when he says free.
Yeah.
Like, she loves that.
Michael, well, hey, Rob, thank you. Michael, say your thanks to Rob.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're a good dude, man. Michael, what's going on, man? So what's
what is it?
It's not going. Yeah, right.
Yeah, coaching visits. Obviously, if you go to the PRB, you'll see all the coaching visits we've confirmed, and certainly a lot of big ones going down. Pull that up. They're going to see Alex Atkins is going to see Julian Armella tonight. That's a big one. He's supposed to visit December 10th. So there's a lot of I can't even go through all this stuff that's going on. I just posted probably a few hours ago afternoon nuggets, recruiting nuggets for kind of where things are with these transfer portal guys. So there's so many, and then certainly just a lot of stuff that I went over in detail as far as where things stand. And I'm going to do another one at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock because I'm waiting for all these in-homes to see how they go. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Go to the PRB, guys. It's just so much stuff on there.
Mark Sermons is here. He drops a question, which I was going to tap on. I promise you, Mark, I was going to, but then Mark's like, well, here's $10 as well, just to guarantee it. So Brandon Ennis.
Yes.
Brandon Ennis. What's going on with that kid?
Yeah, 2023 wide receiver out of South Florida. He is he decommitted from Oklahoma, as has a lot of kids since the Lincoln Riley stuff went down, and he's a guy that definitely they were going to pursue. Mark, that's a guy that they want. They were involved with early on. He's a guy certainly they're going to push for, and certainly a guy that they want in this class for 2023. One of the best receivers in the country. I think Miami, both FSU, Miami, and then I'm sure whenever Oklahoma hires whoever they're going to hire, I think that's a guy. And then USC is certainly option for Brandon since his future coach with the school he's used to committed to is at SC now. So I'm sure those are some teams that I think are going to be involved with Brandon.
All right. Thank you very much for the question, Mark. Thank you also for your tip. We certainly do appreciate it. This all going to the Michael Langston Freedom Fund. So maybe you can take a vacation when this is all over, get away from all this madness.
Yeah, we're actually going to Hawaii in February.
Let's go.
Yeah, me and Diane going back home. That's for people that don't know, that's where my wife is born and raised and from, and so we're going to go back to Hawaii probably a couple days after signing day. Not the first signing day, guys. Don't get panicky. After the February signing day, we're heading over there.
Very nice. Holton Blackwelder has a question, but I'm going to hold off on it because people are going to show up late and then they're going to ask that same question. So we'll save it for later. It's not. It's funny more than anything.
Okay.
Chris from Fort Myers, who is named Chris from Fort Myers. Any interest in linebacker from Clemson, Kane Patterson? He's in the portal.
I'm interested in any linebacker for FSU, but I have not heard of Kane Patterson as far as in the FSU circles. I'm going to put a few more names on the PRB later tonight, but Kane is not one that I've heard yet, Chris. So that's one that I'll have to look around and see if I find anything, but I haven't heard anything with Kane at this stage.
Louis T Rattler news, please. Let's go on FAMU. What's going on FAMU and Willie Simmons?
I don't think that's about FAMU. I think that's about Spencer Rattler, the quarterback at Oklahoma. We cover it in detail, Louis, on there about with FSU and kind of where it stands. That they're kind of taking a cautious approach as far as what I hear. I would say probably not right now. Then I don't think there's going to be a push there. But you can read on the PRB and you can make your own determinations. But I just did a breakdown kind of on him and kind of where they stand there with I think Spencer Rattler.
Are they doing their research, or do you just think they don't want to even bother spending time investing in finding out about this kid?
I think early on, and this is what I was told early on, there was interest. They were talking. And then Kenny Dillingham went over there to Oklahoma. Of course, the main reason was to check on these receivers for Oklahoma. Jaden Hazelwood, Theo Weiss, those guys. I think that was the main reason. Now they were going to originally talk to Spencer, and I was told even before that visit that hey, this is a guy that they feel like could possibly visit. And then after that, later in that day, now I don't know whether they did some research and it didn't check out some of the stuff they liked. They kind of backed off that and said, "Hey, we're taking more of a cautious approach." And so right now, I would lean towards probably not a guy that they push for. At least that's not the indications I'm getting, at least right now. But certainly a guy they're going to at least still keep their eye on. But I think, as I told people on the board, I think there's other quarterbacks that are going to be more likely than probably Spencer Rattler because I think there's going to be a lot of national attention for a guy like Spencer Rattler. So, but at this stage, I don't see some major push that they're definitely going to go after him yet.
All right. Well, hey, it says call and show at the top of the screen, so let's start taking some phone calls. We'll begin out. Oh, he got beat. He got beat. Oh, no. What does it mean for the Noles that the first caller in the queue is not Gator Kirk? It's actually Wes from the Villages. Wes, good evening to you.
What's up, gentlemen? Wow, leading off the show. I like it. That's a first.
That's right. That's right.
Wow. Shocker.
Hey, I'll bring it. You know me. I always bring it.
That's right.
So what's going on, Michael? How are you, buddy? You breathing? You exhaling, inhaling good? Feeling good?
I'm rolling, man. That's what I do.
Yeah, keep up the good work, buddy. You've been doing great.
I appreciate it.
So my question, I got two. First one is at the linebacker position. I know Bassante is making his decision. It feels like it's down to us in Miami, and I think, in my opinion, I've heard a lot of buzz around uncertainty down there in Miami, like they're keeping Diaz. Some say they're wanting to get rid of him. There's a lot going on with that. And I feel like the uncertainty of that kind of portends to pushing him, in our favor, but, trying to speak it into existence, if you will. But I guess my question is, after him, it feels kind of quiet on the linebacker front for the 2022 class. Do you have any word on Daniel Martin or Sherman James? I think he was a former U.S. commit. And then also the possibility if Willis, if he sticks to Tech, if not, who's their biggest competition to potentially get him?
Yeah, Jaron Willis, they visited him with Norvell last night or yesterday. So I think there's definitely a chance he's the one to watch as far as a flip. I don't know which way that's going to go yet. He's supposed to visit Florida as well. So wouldn't surprise me if he took a visit back over to FSU before, he makes a decision. And then I think Daniel Martin's kind of the one I've waited for them to visit. I think that's likely going to happen on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, that they're going to go see him. I think FSU's very heavily in that mix. And then the other one is Shamar James. I think that's also a guy that they likely go to see Friday. So I think those two guys they'll probably visit on Friday. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting as far as that. And then with Wesley, yeah, I mean everything you said, Wes, is the common sense part of it would tell you like there's a lot of uncertainty with Miami. So you would think it's going to be FSU. It's going to be FSU be choice. I'm still torn. I don't know. I'm waiting to see how this in-home tonight goes with Norvell. They visited them early today at the school. They're going to do an in-home later tonight. So I'm seeing how that goes and just kind of the vibe coming out of that. And then I'll probably make a final call on that on Friday at some point. But that's what I'm kind of deciphering. So that's where I'm at. And I do agree with you. I think it's probably going to be either FSU or Miami. I think right now it's just too close to call for me.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like there's a couple of guys where you just, like with him, you feel the same like you do with Jones Jr. and Alabama. You feel like maybe even Coleman you throw in there. You feel like there's a couple, several guys that it just feels like it's almost a dead heat with like one other team. That's kind of how you take it?
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
Yeah.
I would say
what
that's
else
fair.
you got for us, Wes? Can you combine your last two here?
Yeah, the last thing I got was, Michael, if you could make one change to the transfer portal. Clearly, it's insane this year. I mean, it seems like every hour you're getting a guy going in, or you're getting a coach leaving or something. But if you could make one change to the transfer portal, what would that be?
Ooh, man. I would guess reasons going into the portal, you have to have some specific reasons. That's kind of me. I would want some specific reasons of if you to go into the portal, you have to have specific things. I don't know what those will be. Just certain things that so people know what the factors are, so they know where they stand. The schools know where they stand, where they're at, and you can go from there. But I think it's mainly the guidelines of going into the portal more than is what the portal is, because the portal certainly helps schools like Florida State that are trying to build their roster, and there's other teams that are going through that. But I think my main issue is going into the portal. It's just so easy now that you don't really need a reason. You just pay them, you go. It's just puts everyone it's a tough situation because you have to recruit players, but then you also have to keep players happy, and you have to adjust your roster. And every year it seems like you're having to adjust your rosters. That's what I would change is having more guidelines to structure to what the reasons are to go to the portal.
All right, very well, good stuff, Michael. Hey, Wes, we appreciate the phone call,
Fair
man.
enough. Yeah, man, one last question. If I had to ask you right now, put you on the spot, if you think FSU will finish inside the top 10 in the recruiting class, you say yes or no right now?
I couldn't really say yes or no because I don't know for sure. I think there's a good probability that they would do it. So I don't know if that's a maybe yes or whatever, but I think there's a good possibility. Now, if they get the big names like we talked about, like the Marvin Jones, the Kevin Colemans, and Tyree West and Julian Armello, yeah, I think they'll be inside the top 10 if they get those guys. But some of those guys we're still trying to figure out. So for me to just come out there and say, oh, they're definitely going to get in the top 10, I'm going to make a pick. It's like it's hard for me to just say a yes or no without knowing that. So I would say probably. That would be my answer is probably.
We'll take it.
Yeah, fair enough. I agree with you. No worries. I just thought I'd put you on the spot and see what you'd say. Anyway, guys, keep up the good work. Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. That's Wes in the Villages, everybody. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well as warchant.com. Go Noles. Y'all be good. Bye.
Bam, there we go. It's Wes in the Villages, man. We appreciate the phone call, big guy. We got lots going on here on YouTube. Our callers, please bear with here. Patrick Rose asks, Michael, why would FSU not push hard for Brandon Jennings?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, but the thing I would say, Patrick, of reason why is like, look, I mean, you had a chance to go to Florida State the first time, and this staff was there. Marv was recruiting you. So why didn't you go there? Well, and now you're in a better situation. It seems like they're getting more control of the roster. They're going the right way, but it's like coaches are kind of you bitter like that sometimes. Where if you turn them down, it's kind of like sometimes going back to that is difficult. And if they don't push, that's probably why. That you had a chance to jump in with them when they had the staff there. You didn't believe in them, and now there's a possibility you do. And I've heard that Brandon would be interested in them now this time around, but if there's a reason, that's probably it. But right now, like I said, I told people on our site, I'm waiting to see if that push is there this weekend. They did contact him, so that's positive. They did contact him, but now the seriousness of okay, how serious are you? Going to be consistent calls? That's what I'm kind of waiting on. But as far as the reason, that would be the reason, Patrick, if they didn't go after him.
Tell you what, man, those grades are little bit better than what DJ Lundy and Steven Dix had as true freshmen. So I hear you, though. I hear you. You had your shot, but still, though, we all make mistakes. We're young guys. So
Yep.
I'd like to see them kick the tires on him. All right, how long are we into the show? 15 minutes. All right, we can go ahead and uncork this question because we already had 3 people joking around about it. Holton Blackwelder asks, I got a Destin Hill question. Don't worry, Michael. I know he's still coming. Is he still coming? Just want to know, has he been training in his year off?
That I don't know. I'm actually going to reach out to Destin in either tonight or tomorrow. And then I'm going to reach out some FSU contacts, see once again, as I do, like I told people, I check on this every week. So check on that, see what if he's been doing stuff. So I'll be able to answer that probably next week, Holton. But that's the best answer I can give you. The expectation is everything I've heard is January, but January's coming. So we're going to find out soon if that's true or if something's changed. So I'm going to check on it every week like I always do, and that's the best answer I can give you.
Dontrell Edwards is not being greedy. Real question, do y'all think we can pull Marvin Jones Jr.? I don't think I want anybody but him and Sam and Hunter and Armella.
Only 3 other guys.
Yeah.
Now I do think they could pull him. Now, do I think it's a battle with Alabama? Certainly. I mean, Alabama has an advantage with the NIL. They've already shown that. They paid Bryce Young $1 million. Got Bryce Young $1 million for an NIL. So yeah, there's advantages of what Alabama have with that too. But at the same time, FSU's in his heart. FSU has done a great job recruiting him. They've been the most aggressive recruiting him. I think Norvell has an in-home with him next week. I think that most of the defensive staff visited with him this week. So yeah, definitely, I think they can pull him. I mean, I definitely think they can pull him, and I would probably lean that way, that they will. But I think it's very tight. I think it go either way still. But I have my forecast on FSU, and I'm still sticking with that for those that are wondering. So that's kind of where I'm at with Marvin Jones Jr.
Let's take 2 quick ones here, and then we'll hop back to the phone lines. Lewis Ross asks, who's your sleeper recruit that's committing? Who are we not talking about enough, Michael?
Well, I think the guy that I like a lot is Rodney Hill, running back out of Statesboro, Georgia. He's committed to FSU. He's in the class. He's a guy that I let people talk about because he plays for a small school, but also just a guy that I think is going to make a solid impact pretty early for FSU. I think that's a guy they love. They use him at receiver, running back. He's very explosive. I like how he fits into what Norvell wants from a running back. If you go all the way to Memphis with the Tony Pollards, the Darrell Hendersons, the Antonio Gibsons, he kind of fits that mold with he doing a lot of different things. And I think this kid fits perfect to what you do. So I think he's a guy, if I was picking one, I'd pick him. That would be the guy I'd pick.
How about Abdel? Only 22 minutes it took for us to get to your question, Abdel. Thanks for all the nuggets so far, Michael. Any update on how the Wesley visit went, if it happened already?
Well, the first part of it did, but that was just when they stopped by the school. They spent some time with him. Now they're going to come back later tonight, probably as I'm talking right now. Norvell is in the home of Wesley Bassante, and so I'll know that later tonight. That's why I wait till midnight or so to post the night nuggets, so I can kind of give you guys what happened. So, but that's what I'm waiting on, and so I will give an update on that once I have more later tonight.
I lied. Let's man, people are just throwing dollars at us and stuff. It's crazy here. We got Ingvar throwing a couple dollars at us. Lots of rubles, though. Lots of rubles. Hey, Sooner players, is it time to visit Tallahassee? And yes, big love from St. Petersburg, Russia, my Nole family. I think it's only $3, but still, though, it's the rubles. It's great. So that gets a little bit of that. Michael's over here doing his Adam Schefter. He loves you all. He's just getting more information for you. Don't think that he's being rude or anything like that.
No, I'm just waiting.
Yeah, just waiting for everything. Did you have something to say, Michael? Go ahead.
I was just saying, yes, it's a good time to visit, and certainly FSU's working on. I mentioned Jaden Hazelwood, obviously wide receiver. Theo Weiss is another one they talked to. They're interested in. Marvin Mims, who hasn't entered the portal yet. He's a guy that I think they would be heavily interested in if he goes to the portal.
Oh gosh.
So
yeah.
that's certainly. And then they have a tight end in Stogner, Austin Stogner, I think that's his name that I mentioned on the board. That they certainly are highly interested in an explosive tight end that can. We know how much Norvell loves tight ends if you go back to his Memphis days, and certainly they would love to have a tight end that can do the stuff that he does. So, yeah, there's plenty.
All right. How about Brian Young? This is a new name. I don't remember seeing this. Welcome, my friend.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Is Aaron Bruhl from Mississippi State a take at linebacker for you? Thoughts?
For me, he is. For FSU, I don't know, but I know exactly what you're talking. This kid just went in the portal probably about an hour and a half ago. This is very recent news. I'm certain that he has a great relationship, or he has some kind of relationship with Chris Marv, who originally coached there. So I would say for me, it's a yes, but certainly a guy that I think would help them. They need linebacker help. If you look at his stats, they're pretty gaudy when you look at the portal news. So he would definitely be a guy that I would go after, that I would want, just on what he does. Certainly one of the, I think, leading tacklers on the team, and certainly a playmaker that would help FSU. We've already saw what Jamie Robinson meant to FSU, adding him. So I think adding a guy like that, you certainly, I think he could help them.
Yeah, I'm trying to find his stats, but golly, they just tweet so many things on the transfer portal Twitter feed that I can't pull it up at this second. But I mean, those numbers are not all that great. PFF, but hey, it's the SEC West. Look what happened to Jermaine Johnson. He left the SEC, came to the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. So come home, Aaron. Appreciate the question, Brian. Thank you very much, man. Let's hop back to the key. Let's grab some of these phone calls. We go to Virginia Beach, Virginia. It is none other than Gator Kirk. Gator Kirk, good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you guys doing this evening?
Doing great.
What's going on?
Great. Just busy at it, man.
Yeah, I was getting ready to enter my name into the portal to leave Warchant.
Hey! Take that back.
Noles
Take that
media
back.
Group, but
Take that back.
you know,
why is that?
I'm not feeling the love. My bamboo's over there growing too. So
There you go.
all right. So here's my question: do we have any interest in the UF guys that just entered the portal, like Chris Bogle, Gerald Mincy, or Dante Zanders?
That we don't know yet, Kirk. I think there would be interest in Bogle. I don't know about Lloyd Summerall. Both of them are guys that FSU recruited. I think Bogle's one that
Spring Tour alums, Michael Langston.
Yeah, yes.
Bogle and Summerall.
Yes. And so the Bogle one is the more intriguing one to me, because that's one Florida definitely did not want to lose. They tried everything to try to keep him, and I think certainly he's going to experience. He's going to just see what options he had out there. So that's a guy I'm kind of, out of the two, he would be the one I'm most keep my eye on. I would think they would, but I'm waiting to hear certainly confirmation that that's a guy they're going to push for. But that would be, to me, the guy out of those two.
Anything else, Gator Kirk?
Is Michael more excited for December 15th or Christmas Day? That's all I want to know. Go Noles, you'll have a great night. Thank you for taking my call. Kat says, hey.
What up?
Love you all.
Love you too, Gator Kirk. Great
Peace
to hear
out.
you. Don't enter the portal on us, man. Don't you ever cheat.
Yeah, I'd be more excited.
So we'll have to see.
Oh, hey, I got you, man.
We'll have to see.
I got you. Just know that we still take your calls, even if you don't throw dollars, man. We love you. Thank you. That's Gator Kirk in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Let's take some more comments here on YouTube, and then we'll hop back in and take another call. Joe Wise, Michael, anything on Terrence Lewis from Miami Central who went to Maryland? You haven't mentioned him, so I assume FSU's not interested.
That's a correct assumption, Joe. I have not heard anything with Terrence, so nothing there. Obviously, his career has been kind of not much there. I mean, at least with Brandon, there's some production. I haven't seen anything with Terrence, and I haven't heard anything as far as
he got hurt, man.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. I'm just going by what is done. So, but I have not heard his name much yet with FSU. But that doesn't mean they're not. They're just, I mean, these evaluations take a while. They don't just like, I mean, some of them are just no brainers. Like, bam, you go after them, and then there's others where it takes some time to do some background, make sure everything checks out, and to see if that guy is the one you want. So some of these take a little longer, but I have not heard anything yet, Joe, on that.
And we don't got time, man. We don't have time to kick the tires, man. You got to trust your instincts, man. Take these dudes. Just take them. Take them all. Bring them home. Come on. think it looks like he can play. Looks like a poor man's Ernie Sims. Look at that. Come on home, man. Come back to Florida, Terrence. We'll make room for you. All right, thinking we'll go to Jordan Newton here, throwing $20 hairs our way. Jordan, hey, that gets you a little bit of this.
Dollar bills, y'all.
A little bit of that. Thank you very much, Jordan. Jordan believes in Jordan, Travis, and the development of the rest of our quarterbacks. But if we decide to take a portal quarterback, is Jack Miller the one they are most interested in, Michael Langston?
Right now, I'd say yes. That would be the one that I think if there's a likely one out of the guys they're looking at, that would be, Jack will be one that I've kind of circled. He's from Scottsdale, Arizona. We know the ties that Dillingham has to that area. So certainly that will be a guy that I think they would be interested in. And I think that's a guy that I could see potentially visiting. So if I was picking one, yeah, Jack would be the one that I've kind of circled. But right now, there's not one that they're just going bringing everything with, like, hey, we got to get that guy. But there is a consistent interest in Jack from what I see.
6'4", 210, as Michael said, a Phoenix area product, went to Ohio State. That Joe Burrow guy went to Ohio State, couldn't find the field, and things worked out
good.
all right.
Yeah, it worked out good for him. Maybe FSU can get the same fortune.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jordan. We appreciate that. Trent Barnes is here, Michael. Trent Barnes is here, everybody. He's here, y'all. Just says, let's go. That's all he says. That's all Trent wants to do. He just wants. I mean, Michael's turn up. He's busy, but he's turn up. I assure you all, he is.
Oh, I'm locked in.
Thank you, Trent. Appreciate you. What's your avatar? What is that? Like I don't even know what that is. Just looks like confetti or something. I don't know. But hey, man, Trent, thank you very much, man. We appreciate it. If you got a question, feel free to post it. I'm going to scan real quick, see if I can find it. In the meantime, but I don't see one. But yeah, don't throw any more money at us. Don't do that. I'll try to find it if you do post it. Speaking of doll hairs, it just won't stop right now. Won't stop, can't stop. Ronald Shores. Jackson Bratton, Michael Langston. What do we know about him?
I have not heard that name yet with FSU. Alabama, you'd think, hey, no brainer, but he's not a name I've heard just yet, Ronald. So, but when you guys ask me these questions, when the guys that I don't know, I immediately put that in my notes, and then I go ask, the FSU contacts right after the show. So those that think when I don't say anything that I haven't heard anything, that your question doesn't go undetected or unused, it does. I check on these things just to make sure. And so Jackson will be one that I ask, my contacts and sources about to see if there's any movement there.
I don't see any grades on him in Pro Football Focus. Not sure if he's been injured or not played. Well, he's young, 2020 COVID year, and then this past season, obviously. So, thanks for the question, Ronald. Again, Michael's adding it to his list. And if you're on the PRB, the Premium Recruiting Board, I'm sure he'll get to that question. He'll have it posted there for you, the answer rather. If you could, folks, hit that thumbs up. It is the Warchant.com recruiting call-in show with Michael Langston. The subscribe button's underneath Michael, too, lower right corner. But if you could hit that thumbs up button, a spike and like and spike, do all the things. Do all the things all the time.
See, I'll show you guys live in text. I'm going to show you something. See if you guys can pick that up.
Hold on, Mike. Let me get you. Pull it back a little bit. It's not coming in all that well.
Okay, basically,
Chris Bogle.
If you pull up Fabian Lovett's Twitter account, he has emojis for the linebacker we just talked about with Mississippi State. So he's saying, Coach Norvell, what do you think? Basically, so he's definitely got Fabian Lovett's stamp of approval. So I just figured I'd show people that a little bit. There you go. There you go.
I know I can do some things every now and then. Yeah, there's Bruhl and Fabo 54. That's Fabian. Now he's 0, though. There we go. So, Khalil's here, Michael. Man,
all right.
Khalil, man. Khalil.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Who is the most entertaining player or recruit to interview? And are we pursuing Brandon Jennings again? Please say yes. Well, that's
well, I've already addressed with Brandon, so that's kind of a wait and see thing. Most entertaining player to recruit interview. I would go back to my guy, Jalen Glover. Really liked him. We did a feature with him down there. Obviously, he's committed to Utah. I really like Jalen. I just like the head he has on his shoulders. He's so set. I would say the latecomer though for me is and for those that haven't seen it is Devante Barnes, running back out of Las Vegas and Desert Pine. I was really impressed with him when I met him in person. We interviewed him after the official visit to FSU for the Miami weekend, and then I interviewed him again last night. I'm just really impressed by the way this kid is locked into stuff. I think he's just a terrific kid. No matter where he goes, he has the right mindset that you look for, and just his answers are so good. Go read the story, guys. It's very detailed on the front page of Warchant of him talking about his interest, the Lincoln Riley move to SC, his relationship with FSU, the in-home, what they did, the magic tricks from Norvell or from Dillingham that he learned, all kinds of good stuff. So really good story, and so yeah, Javante kind of stands out to me. He's moving his way up there.
There we go. Thank you for the question, Khalil. Appreciate it, man. He graded Mike Norvell C+ this past year. That was his comment on Wake Up Warchant. He listens to the show. Y'all should be listening to the show too. Maybe even go to Luna Coffee, order some coffee. It's getting cold.
There you
out.
go.
How about this guy, Bo Roy? What up, Bo? I've never even heard of you, but I love you already.
Straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie.
You know I can't go wrong with 'em.
Y'all are
I
doing
like-
a bang job. Well, it was
I
really
like-
just Michael.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, you better like him, Mike. That's what I want to hear. Here's some beer money. Michael Langston, get some rest.
No, that's not going to happen. But I appreciate the concern. But this is what I was built for. I'm ready for it. So we know what we're doing, and I know I know what comes about with this type of year. So it's time to work and it's time to grind, and that's what I'm bringing you guys until December 15th, or even farther than that, all the way to February. See what this class is going to happen, and that's why I'm here.
A lot of people saying don't take Spencer Rattler. Richie Price dropping facts. 45 total touchdowns, 4,800 yards, only 12 turnovers and 18. That can't be right. No way, really? All our quarterbacks in that same span are nowhere close to those stats. I mean,
Yeah, Richie,
Yeah,
you're not.
saying.
Here's the thing, Richie, you ain't wrong. Like his stat wise, yeah, he's probably better than any quarterback they have on their roster, and even kids that are coming in with AJ Duffy and those guys, probably better than those guys. But here's the thing: if he doesn't fit what you do, it doesn't matter what those stats are. If he's not a culture fit to what Norvell's looking for, it doesn't matter. The talent doesn't matter only if you can't get what you need out of him. What happens if it falls apart, like how things happen with Oklahoma. You got to put the need of all your players first, more than just one player. That doesn't take away that the guy is one hell of a quarterback, but at the same time, as a coach, you have to make a decision on each kid, whether it's a quarterback, receiver, running back, on what impacts the rest of your team. Is he going to help your team overall? Yeah, we know he's really good, but how is he going to affect everyone else? That's what you look at, especially at the quarterback position. But yeah, he's very talented.
Yeah, a lot of no. People don't want him. People don't want him. We're going to take two more here. I promise. We got a caller waiting in the queue. Two lifer. Hey, guys, have you heard anything about how the Brian Kelly hire at LSU is making possibly a difference with Julian Armella?
I mean, he likes to hire. I mean, I think I shared a few. I mean, I think it's a nice hire, but there's not a relationship. There's not a consistent relationship compared to other places. I don't think it's going to massively affect things that much. I expect Julian to visit FSU on December 10th, and I expect Julian, from my take, in my opinion, to sign with FSU. That's where I think he'll go. I think he'll pick FSU. That's where I stand on his recruitment. So I don't think it makes a dramatic effect, and I think Julian's the type of kid that trust and relationships is a big deal to him. That's why you look at all the schools that were serious about him at certain times. It was about the relationships. He really liked Edo a lot. I mean, that was a relationship that was really strong. That's why LSU had the lead throughout that process. But he also had great ties with Alex Atkins, and he likes Norvell a lot. So I think it comes down to who do you trust, who do you feel the most comfortable with, and I think in the end that's going to be FSU.
Woo! Let's go! Did you just hear that? Come on, Michael, there's a 5 stars coming. Let's go! Come on, man. I'm feeling too. Look at this. Vishal Patel's here, everybody. Let's go. I'll keep the one. The 100's for you, Michael.
Okay.
Vishal, what's up, man? I always see you on the post-game show. I see you on the post-game show giving love to Gene and Tom. So appreciate you spreading it over our way, man. We appreciate it, man. Post a question if you have a question. We'll get to
Absolutely. Absolutely.
it. We'll make this the Vishal Patel quarter hour here on the the Warchant.com recruiting calling show with Michael Langston. We'll keep him on the screen here. We'll take our phone call. They've been hanging in the queue for quite a long time. I think it's none other than the folksy, charming, best dude there is in Thomasville, North Carolina. It's our guy, Daryl. Good evening, Daryl.
What's up, guys? How you doing, bro? And the hardest working man in Tallahassee, Florida, 5-star Michael Langston. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, man. I think Mike Norvell's got me beat in Tallahassee, though, but I appreciate that.
Well, you sure doing a bang up job, man. I sure been enjoying reading all the articles that you've been writing. Well, I tell you what, you're doing an excellent job, and we sure do appreciate all the hard work that you and your staff are doing, and we sure do thank you for all the things that you're doing. I know that there's a lot of wide receivers that are in the portal that Florida State's looking at. And sometimes I kind of wonder if the NCAA, kind of mimicking the NFL, where how the NFL kind of drops players and to make room for some guys. It's kind of looking like college is kind of having to drop players to make room for players, to fit their roster. I know we got a lot of wide receivers on our team that are we gonna have to kind of drop some guys to make room for some of these guys that we might want, because I know we're looking at 2 or 3 good wide receivers, like one out of Oregon and a couple of them out of Texas or something like that. How's that going, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys that are looking at, especially at receiver, which I told everyone that's going to be the number one want for the staff. I mean, you have FIU wide receiver Tyrese Chambers. That's another one they're active with. Certainly, we mentioned Joshua Moore out of Texas, Micah Pittman out of Oregon, went over the Oklahoma kids already. So, yeah, I mean, you're always trying to improve your roster. Are they having – I mean, and we know with Norvell, after every year – just going to have conversation with kids that see what's the best situation for them, and certainly for FSU. So, our kids encouraged to, look around or a situation where, it's not working out at FSU and they have to, look around. Maybe, yes, I'm sure those conversations happen. But I mean, that goes with every school. I mean, you're always looking to improve your product, and, it's not just you're talking to them just because it's helping you, because you need scholarship room and help, because you need players that are going to help you right now, but also you're helping the kid find a place where he can play, and so I think that's a lot of it. But yes, that those conversations do happen where they already have Jalen Goss going into the transfer portal, and I think we saw another one today, if I'm not mistaken. I'm losing my mind track on the other one, but I think it was 2 offensive linemen that went in there. Ira Henry went in there as well. So you're going to have guys that certainly are not. It's not working. There's not things there that are not going to be in the team, and it's just about adjusting your roster. And I think Norvell is going to do that every year, no matter who it is. It's part of the business. It's part of anything when you're developing a roster, and certainly I think it's going to continue. I think there's probably going to be more. There's probably be more guys. When you're trying to fix your roster, because I was told, and I mentioned this on the board earlier this week, that there's going to be between 8 to 10 transfers in this class. So there's going to be changes, and that's what Norvell knows, that he needs to win now. Obviously, this is what you're building for, is to win now. And what you're trying to change with high school kids, or transfer portal guys, and I think they know they need that, and we've already seen that with how successful these guys have been. A lot of these guys were all ACC that were transfer guys, like Kier Thomas, Jermaine Johnson, uh, Jamie Robinson. There was several guys that went in there. They're all ACC that helped these guys, and they know that's kind of just where you're at, where you have to fix this roster, and the only way to fix it is get better talent, better fits, and just guys that can certainly help you win football games. And so, yeah, it's going to happen.
Okay, I got one more question for you. I appreciate your article on Barnes out there out of Las Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and I got what kind of what's your gut feeling about how you feel about his what you think he might if he might come to Florida State, or if he go stay out west with USC or Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think my personal opinion, I think it's probably FSU or SC. That's just kind of the vibe I get. I think they're very much in there. I mean, you asked me to I haven't made a call yet on that, but I think FSU is very high on his list. I think he is very serious about FSU. I think it's going to be a tough call. I think he's making sure of all this. Certainly, Norvell did an in-home this week. Dillingham's going to be back there again the following week. I've said from the start that, Riley was a big part of, but also DeMarco Murray was a big part from Oklahoma. But I think a lot of his friends are going to SC. So if you ask me a gut feeling, I'd probably lean a little bit towards SC. But I think this one's really tight. Like, I think it's a lot closer than people probably imagine because of what he saw at FSU and the way he feels about when he was at FSU. I mean, he even showed the differences of how unique it is at FSU with the players, around the players. And that's a big deal to him because he said, when I make the decision, it's going to be the place that I'm comfortable with when you take football out of it. Like, this is a place that you don't even have to show me anything about the football. I'm already sold on what your program or your university is like, and I feel so comfortable there. So I think that's why FSU is definitely considering it should be considered heavily in this one. It's not just a slam dunk like, oh, he was going to stay out west and stuff like that. I mean, his family, a lot of his family's from Orlando, Florida. So he has family here. This is not your typical West Coast all the way kid. He's from Orlando. So there's definitely, I think, a very real shot. And definitely FSU's putting all their chips on the table saying, hey, we're all in. We want this guy. So I think it is a close battle, and we'll just see if they can do enough to pull it off.
All righty. Well, great job, Michael, and great job, Aslan. We sure do appreciate everything y'all do, my man. And I sure enjoy representing my Seminoles up here in North Carolina. And I'm a Seminole through and through. And I sure thank y'all for putting on a great show each and every week. I say go Noles. Y'all guys hit them thumbs up. Support Warchant, and I'm glad my sister's on Warchant tonight. So, and thank God for the Florida State Seminoles. Man, we go rock it. We go come through this next year. And God bless, and y'all have a great night. God go Noles.
That's Daryl in Thomasville, North Carolina, everybody. If that doesn't get your bones rattling and going,
thank you, Daryl.
Oh, it will. All right, we're going to close the phone lines. We're going to go strictly YouTube here from here on out. I don't want to say we're going to hurry up offense, but, we got a good tempo to us. Preston Fondren, I guess he goes by BR01. Just checking in on how the numbers line up. Is it 25 total? Do transfers not count? With all the recruits and transfers, we're in it for the 25 number doesn't add up.
Yeah, I get you, Preston. I will be honest. These numbers are not my thing. It's mainly what they're getting and what recruits they're getting and where they stand with a lot of these guys. I think I've read that they were raising the transfer number up as far as how many you can take. I want to say it's 32, as far as what I heard. But there's going to be some high school kids they back away from because they know the transfer at certain positions is their best chance to really take this team to another level, what they're at. So there'll be a lack of those. And I don't think there's going to be a large number of high school kids. Yeah, they're going to have the major ones. You'll have the guys like certainly Marvin Jones and Julian Armellas and the Kevin Colemans and the Tyree West and those guys. But after that, you're talking about 5 or 6, and then the rest are going to be, I think, mostly portal. But I don't know how the numbers are going to work out, man. I mean, I would love to tell you and give you a breakdowns like this is how they fit it in, but I'm still trying to figure that out myself. I'm actually reaching out to certain people like, how's this going to work? Ira's really good at this stuff, so I'm going to check in with Ira, and he can kind of also will tag team this thing, and we'll get you an answer for you, whether it's on the board or if it's on the show. We'll figure out an answer. But like I said, that's not kind of my thing, but we'll find out.
What's up with Jaden Hazelwood? Asked Todd Laney.
Yep, they visited him yesterday. Visit went really well from what I hear. We put on the board that I think FSU is certainly a major target, a major player. I don't think it's a lost cause or a long shot. I've heard from multiple people that told me that they think that FSU is a player. That's not to say that they're the leader or they're a favorite. Hey, they're going to get this kid, but I think they're very much in the picture, and he's certainly a guy that I think FSU will go back and check on again. So he's certainly a guy they want badly. I think Norvell's already, if I'm not mistaken, talking to him over the phone. So I think they're putting the press on, and I think they're certainly in the picture. And now we wait to see if he sets up a visit. Then it gets really interesting, which I think he will visit FSU. I think Arkansas, Georgia, maybe those teams could be some teams that are in it. But yeah, they're definitely in the picture.
All right, yeah, it's the 25 limit, but they've added 7 transfers you can sign, so it actually balloons up to 32 if my math doesn't.
See, there you go.
And I'm sure they're going to find every way to maximize that 32.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, plenty of questions again here on YouTube. We do appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up button, everybody. It's right underneath Michael, I think, or somewhere around the bottom of your screen. Hit it. You know what to do about it. We appreciate it. Ingvar says, I think we need more recruits, not transfers. FSU's a program to develop players. In Norvell, I still trust, he says. Colby Perry's here. Colby Perry just was like, here's $20. Colby asked earlier about Brandon Jennings, but we spoke about Brandon. So Colby, hopefully you heard about that. Apparently not a lot going on right now. But hey, it said no questions. I just appreciate what you guys do. Thanks again for keeping us up to date. Look at that. Look at that. How nice of him.
Yep.
It's a Travis T. What's up? It's a Travis T. Northeast Indiana Knoll here. Stand up, Hoosier State. Does Brian Kelly to LSU affect us at all?
I don't think it's affect right now as far as the present 2022 class. I don't think there's, besides Armella, which I've already addressed that, but I don't think it really dramatically affects, their recruiting for 2022. Now, 2023, there might be some battles in there later on. We don't even know who's going to be on the staff. A lot of the Notre Dame staff are staying, so he's going to have a new staff. So we really don't know that. So that's kind of a wait and see of the effect it'll have on FSU in 2023. But I don't expect to be a major one in 2022.
Apparently, we didn't answer Gator Kirk's question.
Okay.
The second part of his question, he comes back on top with $7.57. I'd hit the air horn, but he doesn't like the air horn, so I won't give him the air horn. Who doesn't like the air horn? Bamboo Money, which, all right, maybe I'll get around to one of these days. And to show his love for Warchant. We appreciate that. Thank you very much, Gator Kirk. What's more exciting, Michael, December 15th or Christmas Day?
For me, it's December 15th because it's a big day, and certainly it's a fun day when you because this is what I do. I mean, this is what I love doing. So certainly Christmas Day is big. That's fun. It's really exciting. You're around your family, presents. But December 15th for me, what I do, I think I take a lot of passion and pride, and I bleed all that stuff. So I think I'm reading some of this stuff Aslan's posting. But yeah, I prefer December 15th. That's my day. I love it.
Charm 850. Are Norvell and Dillingham confident that Duffy will stick even with them actively seeking another quarterback?
Yeah, I texted with AJ a little bit, and he said, I'm excited to get there January 3rd. He's pumped. They visit him. He's ready. And AJ's never been a kid that's really worried about who's going to be there or who's not going to be there. And I'm sure those conversations have been made like, hey, we might take another quarterback, or we likely will. I'm sure they've been pretty direct with AJ from the start. So I think the main thing is they've been so forthright about what their each steps are doing with quarterback, and so I don't think it bothers AJ that much.
All right. Thank you for the question. Derek Neal's here, and he brought Alexander Hamilton with him. Thank you, Derek. 4-star running back Treon Webb from Jacksonville has decommitted from Oklahoma. Does FSU have any interest in him?
I think they do. Now, whether Treon has interest in FSU is really a thing. I think Georgia's the team that I look at when I thought about that decommitment and saw it. That's kind of the team that I think that benefits the most from him decommitting, because he's always liked Georgia a lot, and it goes without saying what Georgia does with running backs. But yeah, certainly FSU is very interesting. They're hoping to get him on campus. I think that's the plan, having him visit. I think he visited them there before last year once. But really, it's about Treon's interest in FSU, not so much if FSU's interested. So really, they got to get him on campus, give him a feel for everything, and certainly then you can go to the next step. But right now, I'd say the one that benefits the most from that is Georgia.
Thanks for the question, Derek. We certainly appreciate it. Some guy asked, "What is the pillar next to Aslan?" glad you asked, some guy. Well, this is it's a piece of granite chiseled out into a pillar that celebrates the generosity, the loyalty, the friendship of our listeners on Warchant.com, as well as here on Warchant TV. Ray Pereira's on here, James B., Kirk Knoll, M. Adam CZ, Eric Angel, who's in the house as well, and this guy as well. This guy right here, Ed Lemons, he's on there. There he is. Ed's here. Ed's on the backside. Ed's on the backside. He's on the backside. He's a humble guy. He's a humble guy. Doesn't want anybody to know that he's got a coffee empire called the Luna Coffee out there.
Godfather.
Godfather, it is. All right, Michael, if we get thank you, Ed. Appreciate you, man. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, you, Brett, and Courtney. I got to shoot you an email. Keep in touch with you. Appreciate you, man. Love you. If we get Marvin Jones Jr., Coleman, Tyree West, and others, so top. If they hit on all the guys, if they get Armella, if they get Jones Jr., if they get Coleman, they get West, they got to be top 5, right?
I think if they get all those guys, they'll probably be 6 or 7.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Michael.
Yes. You got to think other teams are going to get players too, like top play.
Not that caliber. That's a huge run, Michael.
It is, but I still don't think it's going to push you over the top when you talk about so many schools adding guys. It's possible. It's possible they could get the 5, but I think it's probably more likely, 6 or 7 if they hit on those guys. That will be my guess.
Look at Georgia, 6 5-stars. Calm down, Kirby. Don't be so greedy. Yeah, I mean, I know you're saying, Michael. I'll say this: I don't care if they're in the top 5. If they get those 4 dudes, if they get Jones Jr., if they get Kevin Coleman, if they get Tyree West, and they get Julian Armella, I don't care. Rank us 34th. I don't give a flip, man. That would be incredible. What are the chances of? There's no way they're going to get all 4 of those. If they get all 4 of those guys,
if you get all 4 of them, there's going to be a big party in Tallahassee, certainly. And I think you're probably going to be you're definitely going to be inside the top 10, probably 6 or 7, if I had to guess. So it's not impossible. If you're telling me Marvin Jones, Coleman, West, those guys, you're not going to get everybody. Like Nigel Kelly, probably not. So there's going to be some you don't get, but can you get some of them or most of them? Absolutely.
Thank you, Ed. We appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Charm850 is back. Says this is his first time giving Merry Christmas.
There you go.
That's how Santa Claus shows up at the Midtown offices, y'all. There ain't no jingling of bells. There's an air horn, and the fat man comes down the chimney. And all that good stuff starts happening. Thank you, Charm. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Eric Angel, he's on this thing that we call the pillar. And when you are on the pillar and you bring Andrew Jackson with you, you get a little bit of
Dollar bills, y'all.
Thank you, Eric. He's in Cincinnati, Ohio, everybody. Michael, from all the recruits that visited this football season on the first signing day, besides Hunter, Duffy will sign with FSU. Eric, are you doing your talk to text again? Tighten up on the talk to text. Of all the recruits that visited this season on the first sign, yeah, is everybody early? I mean, who's not? Who do we have to wait till February to hear from?
I think most of the guys, if not all of them, are going to sign. They're committed. They're going to sign with FSU on December 15th. I haven't heard anybody that's not going to sign, or wait till February. So I haven't heard that.
Okay. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate you, your loyalty, your tips, your generosity, man. It's awesome. Here's our guy, Derek. He's an Omega man, as you can see on your screen, throwing it up there. Look at that. It's what a beautiful photo. Like, is that the Pacific Ocean, Derek? The Atlantic coast? Doesn't look like the Gulf Coast. I could be wrong, though. He brings $20 to the party because that's how he gets down.
I love it.
With the issues we have had on special teams, could Mortimer, Devon, is that his first name? Devon Mortimer?
Yeah.
Could he be the answer in the return game? Derek
I think so.
Electric, and I can't wait to get him in Garnet and Gold. To me, he's a more explosive Keyshawn Helton.
And all I know is he's explosive. So extremely explosive, one of the fastest that I've seen. So, yeah, I think he does. I mean, he's one of the best returners I've seen in a while. He's such a natural at it. I think you can put him on punt returns and kickoffs and feel very comfortable that this kid's going to get you big plays. He just makes plays everywhere, and then he's a really good receiver that gets separation. So something they desperately are missing in this offense that they don't get enough of is the way he gets separation from DBs, and then his speed is just electric. I mean, he is going to be one. He's probably going to be the fastest player on the team when he gets there. Right, so I mean, watch this tape. You can see just what I'm talking about. How fast this kid is a blazer.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I mean, he is blinding fast. So he can go. I mean, he had a play against St. Thomas Aquinas that went for 97 yards. And Aquinas doesn't give up 97-yard passes.
Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair, Devon. Be nice. Be nice, man. Don't do that to kids. They've got parents watching them too. Come on, man.
Yep,
all right, let's see punt. All right. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's running up to catch a punt. Oh, no. What? Sign him up. Sign him up. Oh, he's gone?
Oh, yeah. He's lightning fast.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Derek. All right. So he's an answer in the return game. Maybe more than Corey Wren, hopefully, day one. Hopefully.
Yep. I think he's an immediate game breaker when you have him out there. I mean, he's perfect.
All right. Matthew Sims asks, is Sam McCall going to play receiver?
I think he wants to, but it's probably more so DB. And I think he'll play some special teams. I can see him doing some punt returns or kickoff returns because he's so good at kickoff returns. But I don't think he'll probably play receiver, not like Travis will. I mean, Travis is a natural there, whereas McCall does it because he's the best athlete on the team when you watch him. So I think more so they'll have him special teams and not receiver.
TFJ Boxing, the Fight Journal Boxing. How about my gloves here, huh? How about that? How about that, TFJ?
Nice.
Boxing? See that? Yeah. Mom finally cleaned out her garage and all sorts of my old stuff she found from my pugilistic days. Anyhow, I dedicate this post, he says, to my favorite messenger, James B., and my favorite caller, Daryl from North Carolina. That's all he's got to say. All right. What happened to Teofimo Lopez, TFJ Boxing? What happened to Teofimo Lopez? What happened, man? I lost a lot of money on that. I didn't put any money on that. We are rolling along here on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up button. Hopefully you've done that already, but if you haven't, feel free to go do that. We certainly would appreciate it. Tom Mortner asked a question. Bring in your focus into a question. I see you posting a lot, but I can't get to them all. It's just so much, Michael. Everybody wants to know everything.
Well, that's every day.
Yeah, we already answered this kind of right. I mean, over under, I don't know, 5 guys in February, less than 5, right? I mean, we're going to know everything
Yeah.
December 15th, right?
Yeah, I think most of the guys are going to be December. You might have a few leftovers, like 2 or 3 on February. So the main signing day now is becoming more that early signing period. I mean, it's more where kids are more wanting to sign in December, be done with it, can relax, can get ready for college, and also just be with their families and not have to worry about reporters like me giving them a call. Like, what are you going to do?
Right.
So I think December is what it's trending more towards now.
All right. Mark Sermons asks, how about Tashawn Manning from Auburn, offensive lineman?
I'll write that one down, Mark. I have not heard his name, but I will check on him. I will check around, see what I can find for you, but I haven't heard his name yet.
All right. Very well. Shout out again to Vishal. Appreciate you, man. Glad you like the podcast. I'll let Corey know as well. Perry Bryan asks, Michael, how aggressive and intense of a recruiter is Mike Norvell compared to John James Fisher II?
Very. They have a difference of them. It's like Norvell's more energy all the time, but they both have passion, the way they attack recruits, the way they aggressively go after them, the way they personally relate to them. So I think they're similar in that way. Probably Norvell has a little more energy, but Jimbo's phenomenal. Jimbo's one of the best. I mean, he knows how to relate to kids. Like, he is so good at relating, just so good at relating to guys and connecting with them in a special way. That's just that's why he's the best. That's why he's considered one of the best recruiters out there. But as far as the passion and the connection, Norvell has that. He gets that, and so he certainly is a very good and intense recruiter.
Edward Clark Zisvi excuse Louis T asks, is like the 4th time he's asked, Jamar Gibbs, the running back from Georgia Tech.
He might be asking about Terrence Gibbs.
Or Terrence Gibbs. Okay.
Because Terrence just decommitted from Florida. They might be going a different direction. That's a kid I hear FSU would be interested in. Wouldn't surprise me if he comes back I think he's already taken official to FSU. So if he came back, it would be for an unofficial. So it wouldn't surprise me if he takes a trip back over there. FSU's definitely interested in him. So if he's interested in FSU, I could see that situation working, or a situation where he's one to monitor. I'm not saying they're going to get him or that's the team to watch. I'm just saying that he's a guy that I think they would be interested in. And Terrence visited them, so I would assume he would be interested in him too. So, yeah, it's a guy to watch.
I mean, how many winners do we have in Florida? There's Winter Park, there's Winter Garden, there's Winter Haven. I can't keep up, man. Like, I think Winter Park and Winter Garden are like, they're both in Orlando, right?
Yes, they are.
Figure it out, Central Florida. Give yourself another name. Hey, it's Helicopter Kicks. Yo, 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 he says.
Nice.
Dollar bills, y'all.
An iconic brand.
First time dropping duelers to you too. Early Christmas present. Thank you, man. Hey, by the way, for me, Christmas is a bigger day than December 15th. So
there you go.
One of us got some perspective. If I put a knife to your throat.
Holy crap.
Good Lord, man.
Man, I thought I gave you guys everything I have.
Yeah, Helicopter Kicks gives us $20 and he wants to assault us. If he puts a sharp blade to our throats and asks you for a final team ranking, where would you put FSU's class? Aslan, you can put your 2 cents in as well. You go first then, Michael.
I'd say 8. That's where I would go. That's where I'd go. I know Aslan's going to be higher because that's what he does. But I'm going to go with, I could say 8 because I could see them getting some of these guys and then equaling out and then moving up to 8 or 7. But that's kind of where I'm at. Is I'd go with 8.
I don't see Arkansas, Kentucky, or Stanford or Michigan State jumping them. Maybe Michigan would jump them.
Yeah.
But I can see them jumping Oregon. I can see them jumping North Carolina. Maybe even Texas. I mean, that's 3 spots. You're at 11 right now. I mean, Penn State, yeah. I mean, I know James Franklin just signed an extension, but they just lost their defensive coordinator. Maybe they waver and lose some guys at Ohio State. I'm going to go 7. I'm going to jump, skim one ahead of Michael, I'll say 7th.
There you go.
So, hey, Helicopter Kicks, thanks, man. You have a Merry Christmas as well. I'm getting my Christmas tree this weekend. Are you already have a Christmas tree up, Michael?
We actually are getting that up this weekend.
Okay. Martin Hornbaker. Hey, no more backpacks. It's been like 2 years since we had a backpack, Martin. Treon Williams, is it over?
I think the way Martin's saying that, because that's the name of one of my fantasy football teams, so he's probably in our fantasy league. FSU visited him today, so they're kind of seeing where that goes, and I'm waiting on a call to see how that went today. Probably not. It's probably over. He's probably going to Mississippi State and staying home or going to one of the Mississippi schools. So, but we'll wait and see. But I'm not going to totally just mark it off as over until I hear back from this tonight. But FSU did visit him, and if it does go well, I think Norvell would go back over there if it's worth it. So we'll have to just see where it goes from, this visit today, and then kind of take it from there.
Ben Tuchert, how much does Adam Fuller impact recruiting? Is it more important to recruits that he's involved, or is the position coach more often doing the heavy lifting?
I think he does well. I think he does really well. A lot of defensive guys, they spend a lot of time, working with him, talking with him. He is kind of the guy behind the scene, not behind the scenes, but just really the grind guy that sets up everything. And then you have other guys that are finishers that go in there and just really tear the roof. But he does a great job as far as establishing the relationship and finishing the relationship. And then you kind of let the other guys that are area recruiters really just take it from there.
Michael, can you give Easy Living 2-4 Siete, Devante Barnes summary from earlier?
Yeah, we broke that down earlier. Devante Barnes, I think probably FSU SC, even though I think Oklahoma's definitely still in the mix. I think it's probably going to be one of those teams. I think it's close. I mean, gut feeling, if you held a gun in my head, I'd probably say just SC, but I think it's close. I'm not for sure putting in a pick yet with that one, so I think it's too close to call for me right now.
Camilo Perez. How about this, Michael? I'll mute you if you want to clear your throat out. Yeah, you're good. Go ahead. I got you. I muted you. I'm going to ask you a follow-up. He says, latest on Nigelic Kelly. Would you rather have Nigelic Kelly or Wesley Bassante, Michael?
I would rather have Wesley.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would rather have Wesley because one of the weakest points of this FSU team is linebackers. So Wesley could help them out pretty immediately. Nigel would be really good, and I'm really high on Nigel, but FSU seems to be doing well with defensive linemen, whether it's the portal or recruiting. So I think they would be okay, but linebacker, they are really weak there. I think that's a place that they definitely need some more guys that can help them out.
Yeah, I really like Nigelic Kelly's film, man.
He's phenomenal.
I really like his film. I would have said him, but then again, I really haven't done a lot of deep diving on Wesley, so I'll trust your judgment. It is your show after all. Panther Fan 13, where does FSU stand with junior college defensive back to Carlos Nicholson?
Yes, they visit him today. Right after the FSU visit, I got the indication that it was like FSU was the favorite. Then he went to Kentucky and seemed to like them. So I think he tells a lot of people kind of what they want to hear to a certain degree. So I think it's what day you ask him. Obviously, I'm going to check in with him and see if anything's changed, as far as that goes. But, for now, I'd probably say I think they're heavily right in there, but I can't say like they're the leader or they would be the leader. But I think they're very high in consideration for him because of the relationships with this FSU staff. He's really tight with a lot of these guys on the staff. And so right now, I'd just say they're very heavily in the mix.
I hope you're not tired, Michael. We got more. We got more here.
Shout out Tom
Lang, by the way. Tom Lang dropping some hellos to us there. Travis H says, "I appreciate all the tasty bits. How would one consume the nuggets, Michael? Would it be fork and knife? Would it be spoon, or would you just use it as a finger food? The nuggets?
No, you definitely have to fork it. You take your time. You make sure you savor everything in there. So yeah, you got to take your time, man. Don't rush it. Don't rush it.
I mean, Benjamin, I answered your question, and you come down and you threw money at us.
There you go.
Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it, man. Benjamin, I apologize, man. He did that at 7:58. He asked his question originally. I don't know, man. Just it's at 7:53. We didn't answer him in 5 minutes time, so he threw money at us. Which I'm not stalling. I mean, there is this stream of comments that you all can see, and I'm just trying to get to all of them. So, well, not all. I can't get all of them. Get to the good ones. And that was a good question. You didn't have to throw us money, but hey, I appreciate it. Says he listens to us every day. So awesome, man. That is
Love
cool.
it. Love it.
Is Billy Napier making any waves with recruiting so far,
Mike? Not yet that I've heard. Certainly they haven't landed commit. They've lost commits, but they haven't landed any. But not yet.
Good. I saw somebody on Warchant say that he offered Tom Herman the OC job and he turned him down, which I like that. I wouldn't like Tom Herman being the OC. But then again, man, I was scared when they hired Charlie Weiss to be the OC, and look what happened. They're the Gators, man. Y'all are lame. Khalil Young with $5. He's going retro on this. Kick return to win the game. Put these guys in order of who you would pick on a kick return. Peter Warwick, Levante Whitfield. I don't know. Willie Reed, Greg Reed. You got to be more specific. And Carlos Williams.
I'm picking Peter Warwick, man. Like, sorry, that dude's electric. I'm not going to go against the guy that helped them win a national championship. And not that Kermit didn't. Kermit had the big play, but P-Dub's just different level type of special teams.
Oh, man. I don't know. Probably this guy. Look at that guy. Look at
Kermit.
those jerseys. Look at those jerseys. Look at all those orange pom-poms. What a bunch of losers. Yeah, and the thing is, God love them, but like they cramped up, like two guys cramped up on Auburn. Like it was a perfect storm.
Well, you did say kick return, so yeah, I'd probably side with Aslan there on.
P-Dub return kicks. I know he would go.
Nah, he returned punts, but yeah, he didn't do kick. Yeah, so I'd go with talking about kick returns. I'd go with Kermit. Why not?
Love you, man. Hey, Levante, get at us, man. Let's get you on the show sometime. Let's talk about the good old days, man. I like talking about the good old days. Let's see here. Ingvar's back. It's 4 a.m. Good night and good evening to you folks back in America from Russia with love. Hope one day I can call you live via WhatsApp, Telegram, or Skype. Maybe, Ingvar. Maybe one of these days. Hopefully. Let's see here. What do we think about wide receivers? What's going on with Kevin Coleman, Michael? Is that very legitimate, or is that really winging a prayer, hoping?
No, it's very legit. I mean, we've covered that many a times that Norvell's going to go back over there this week, or next week. FSU had Dugans over there this week, and it's going pretty well. I mean, I picked for FSU, and I haven't heard anything that would change my mind from FSU. Do I think SC is a threat? Yeah, with Lincoln Riley going over there, possibly, but I think FSU is very much in there, and I haven't heard anything that would, or had enough, or things that would change my mind from FSU right now.
I know this is a Florida State show. USC might be my second favorite team now. Like it's, Florida State, whoever's playing Florida, whoever's playing Miami. Actually I wanted to go to Southern Cal back in the day, but it was really, really expensive. And I just want to see football become national again. Like, let's get somebody besides Alabama and Clemson and Georgia and Ohio State, Midwest shout out. But the Lincoln Riley hire, and especially for them to step up and like throw this guy all this money and make this happen like in a 24 hour, like shout out to Southern Cal. Like shout out to those rich people doing rich people stuff, man. That was
I mean, it's not. I mean, when FSU, Southern Cal, teams like Michigan are good, it's good. It's good for college football to have those traditional powers. So yeah, I don't disagree with what you said.
Kamari Wilson, is he coming? Kenny, is there a chance?
He sure flirts with FSU a lot, and I think generally he does like FSU a lot. I think he loves these coaches. I think he loves Norvell. I already know he likes Leonard Hamilton a lot since he hung out with him when I was out there at Moore one day and just chatting with Leonard. But I just think he's going to end up at Georgia. I just think he likes FSU a lot, but I think the business part of it is, Georgia's just a place. I just think that's where he's probably going to end up.
Taking a couple more here. King Mac, how aggressive is Norvell going after a legit quarterback to back up Jordan Travis?
I think they're serious about it. Whether they find the guy, not sure, but I think they're serious about it. I think they will get one if that's what you're asking. I think they will add a transfer quarterback from somewhere. Um, so yeah.
Is there an LSU cornerback that we're interested in?
I think he's probably talking about Elias Ricks. Probably not. That's probably not happening, Cooper. I don't see that happening. I don't think FSU is likely to get him. I think the only DB I think they're interested in from the transfer portal is probably Marcus Banks. Shout out to the late Bobby Meeks. That's his son. So yeah, that's the only one. Marcus Banks will be the one that I think they're interested in. I don't think Elias is really that interested in FSU.
Jen Fari, is MJJ signing on December 7th, 8th?
I think he's saying 15th or through the 17th, but we don't know yet. The likelihood that he was, but I think they're still figuring that out. Obviously, with the Oklahoma coaching change, they're just making sure they do everything, right. But it's just a wait and see right now. I can't say for sure.
Carroll, how many wide receivers are we going to get in the end?
Well, you're talking about different receivers, so you got maybe 2 or 3 from high school. And then Carroll, you probably add 2 or 3 from the portal. So that's kind of where I think they'll be as far as how many they add. So I think that probably be 2 from the portal, maybe 3 if they get all yeses. So that's 3, and then you add 2 from add 2 from a high school, and you got Mortimer, and if you add Coleman, that's a lot of receivers. That's almost a brand new team, Aslan.
And then last one, we got a couple people asking about NIL stuff. Do you hear it all about that, Michael? Is that a question that these kids are getting asked when it comes to recruiting? What NIL, the name, image, and likeness, and the money that comes with it, how important it is for them?
I don't think that's something publicly that they talk about in the interviews, but I think it's an important factor in their recruitment when they're around these schools. They want to see, like, hey, what do you do for the players, or what? How do you help them? What plans do you have? What kind of things did you do? And so I think it is an impact. I mean, I think you'd be stupid to say it doesn't. I mean, it's money. I mean, for kids. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, so yeah, it's important. It's important factor. I think FSU does fine. I just think you have certain teams like Texas and Alabama that are just on another level. So when you compete against those guys, it makes it more difficult. But at the same time, if FSU starts winning and they start winning like 8 to 9 and 10 games a year, that's going to be less of a concern. And also, you will build that NIL to where you want it to be. So there you go. But it is a factor.
Chris Thompson, I don't know if he's in Madison or Greenville right now. Shout out, man. Has FSU backed off Jerron Willis?
No, they haven't. They're still heavy after him. Norvell went to see him last night. They still want him. They're pushing. Yes, I agree with you, Chris. He is unpredictable because it's been looking like you keep waiting, like, okay, he's getting ready to flip. They finally fire these defensive coaches, even the coach that recruited him on defense, that safety coach, and still nothing. But I think his tone is a little bit different now where, there's serious concerns, there's serious questions. I just think he's being vague about it. But yes, they're very much in the mix, and it's very much he's a guy that they want and they could possibly get, but he's being very coy and vague about it. So, but I think certainly he is one that I'm keeping a very close eye on.
Daryl says, let's hit 300 likes. You know what to do, everybody. You know what to do. All right, last one. Chris Cole, here we go. Yes or no? Julian Armella? No.
Oh, Julian Armella?
Yeah.
Yes, that would be a yes for me.
Okay. Kevin Coleman? No.
That would be a yes right now for me.
Tyree West? Yes.
Yes. And then I already covered Marvin Jones. And I think that's really tight. So I could go either way on that one. I could be swayed on that one.
I mean, what else do you want? I mean, together, like, what else would you want?
Yeah.
And that's only that's the number 8 class of the nation with Travis Hunter and Sam McCall and AJ Duffy and Bishop Thomas.
Yep. By the way, that Bishop Thomas story, credit to Austin Cox. I mean, that was a phenomenal story. Bishop is fired up, man. I mean, if you're not fired up after reading Bishop Thomas talk about FSU, I mean, you're dead. Check your pulse, man. You might be dead. I don't know what to say. But phenomenal story about Austin on that. But yeah, I mean, it would be unbelievable if you get those 4. I think FSU would take that and run, and then you fill up the portal, and then bam, yeah, you're good to go. So yeah, I think certainly they would be really excited if they could close with those guys, and certainly that would put them inside the top 10. And then you add in the portal guys. Yeah, it's a phenomenal class, for no doubt.
All right, we got 6 more likes. Hit it, everybody. Come on, just 6 of you. Come on, man, just be a team player. All right, Michael, we're going to do another one of these next week, and then on signing day itself, we're going to be going live from 8 a.m. To 3 p.m. So we're going to take you all the way to 1 p.m. when the Jeff Cameron show begins. He and Tom Lang will then take it from there. We'll probably do something later on that day as well. But next week we'll do this probably again on Wednesday or Thursday, and then we'll have one maybe Monday of that week of signing day. But in between all that, Michael, what are you working on, man?
A lot of stuff. Obviously, we're getting up with more prospects as they do these in-homes. Going to try to get recaps. We've done a few of them already. I'll try to do a few more. Their in-homes kind of get repetitive, so I try to stick on guys that are like uncommitted guys. So certainly we're going to be working on that. I've got a 12 to watch that's about to pop any second now. Probably could pop tonight or tomorrow, but I think it'll be soon. And then certainly we have just everyday coaching business. I'm going to do nuggets. I got another round of nuggets. I'm going to post around 11 or 12. So yeah, busy, man, nonstop. That's what we do.
And the portal, right? The portal as well, too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, the recruiting nuggets cover portal stuff, high school, JUCO. I'll cover it all in there. And so this will be the second round of nuggets. We put one in the afternoon for people that want to read it. Some good stuff in there. And the nightly ones will have some more. Stay up late if you want to. Doesn't matter to me. I'm going to be up late. So whatever you want to do, but it's going to be there. And so it's just going to be a continuous. This is going to be busy. It seems like the portal is adding a top guy like every 5 seconds. So this is nonstop from here to December 15th and then to February. It's going to be nonstop.
Last one real quick. Is Wesley Bassante committing Saturday?
Yes, he is. Okay. He's committing Saturday. I think it'll be either FSU or Miami. Hope to have a kind of a breakdown of where things sit with Wesley once I talk to some people, and after this in-home's over, we'll see. But yes, he's committing Saturday. All
right, there we go. Thank you to William McMillan. Thank you to Ingvar. Thank you to Khalil, Benjamin Tucher. I'm going to say your full name. I mean, your full name is on YouTube. If I say it twice, it's going to be wrong with it. Khalil Young, Benjamin Tucher. Sorry, I probably got it wrong. I love you, though, Benjamin. Travis, Helicopter Kicks, TFJ Boxing, Ed Lemix, Derek Adams, Eric Angel, Charm 850, Gator Kirk, Derek Neal, It's a Travis T, Vishal Patel, he's got the big stick, Colby Perry, Bo Roy, Ronald Shores, Trent Barnes, Jordan Newton, Brian Young, Mark Sermons, and last but certainly not least, Rob Rathbun. We love you guys, man. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Warchant.com Recruiting Call Show with Michael Langston. If you haven't, please hit that thumbs up on the way out. Go over to Warchant.com. Michael's going to answer all the questions on the PRB. We'll do this again next week, but go to Warchant.com. We got you covered all the time. He's Michael. I'm Aslan. Thank you so much for watching.